Hello there, digital peeps up at YouTube. It is your favorite digital peep on the planet. It is mkgtweety. How are we doing today? I have socials if you want to follow those. If you want to follow me on my second channel, it's technically Instagram because I post more up-to-date content on there. So if you want to know what's going on more up-to-date, you can follow me on Instagram, which is at mkgtweety. I have a Pinterest, Tumblr, Wattpad, Twitter, Blue Sky, X, Twitter, whatever you want to freaking call it these days. Blue Sky and Instagram on moniker mkgtweety. Here on YouTube, it is at mkgtweety. So if you like what you see and what I do, you can hit the subscribe button. If you really like it, you can hit the thumbs up button. Helps out a lot. Thanks. So I'm here today because I'm going to give you a little family update. And I've tried making this video 2 other times. And the first time when I made it, it was like, okay, I had update and it turned out, it's like, okay, so scrap that, we made another one with the updates in it. And then it's just like, oh, no. So we're going to do this again. And, we'll talk about my mother and then my dad and me. I recently went to a wedding on December the 7th. And I'll put a link to the Instagram video where I talk about the wedding and everything that happened and so on and so forth. So if you want to know how the wedding went and everything, I'll put the link to the Instagram video below and you can go check it out, charge them all that kind of stuff. The bride was named Stephanie. I'm going to tell you how we're related to the bride, because I am related to the bride. Stephanie has several siblings. She has a father named David. Now, David and my dad, who full name's Richard but goes by Ricky, are first cousins. Stephanie's grandpa is my grand uncle Ralph, full name Lewis but goes by Dr. Guffey, and he's married to my Aunt Sally. My Uncle Ralph's older brother was my grandpa, my dad's father. Full name Francis but went by Frank, Uncle Frank and the fam to everybody else. And they had a middle sister, which was my Aunt Helen, so there were 3 siblings in the fam. And that's how we're related to the bride. And, several of my dad's first cousins have siblings and that kind of stuff. So, well, related to my cousiness, as I like to say. And Stephanie's husband is named Michael. He's a very nice man. All the times that I've met him, he seems very nice and sweet. She's very happy, the happiest she's ever been. She loved the wedding and everything, so she's just a very happy newlywed and all that kind of stuff. So it's nice, when you find someone that you love and one has been forever. It's nice to see that. So like I said, I'll post a link to the Instagram video, and you can check it out, show it some love, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna get to my mom first because updates. So my mother had a blood test in December. We had somebody named Nick who works for UPMC, stands for University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. And he's kind of like a traveling phlebotomist, and he comes around and he takes my mom's blood. And that'll get shipped off to the lab, and we'll see what her blood levels are for the cancer. She has smoldering myeloma that she's battling. I should say multiple myeloma, excuse me. She had smoldering myeloma for 10-15 years before it ruined its ugly little head. 60% of people that get it stay smoldering, doesn't do anything about it. And she was always getting checked for it. I have a notification here. There we go. So I have like this little news center on Windows and I get notifications and stuff. Anyway. So my mother, the reason why my mother, she was going, well, she has arthritic knees, first of all. So arthritic that she needs a knee replacement. And in order to do it, she has to lose weight. And she has lost weight before, but she was at a plateau point. She lost like 75 pounds. And she was at a plateau point, needed to lose a little more. And her PCP, who is my PCP, primary care physician, said, well, I allow you to get weight loss surgery and all this kind of stuff. And through weight loss surgery, you gotta have, before you do any of it, you gotta have like all these tests. So this was back in spring, summer of 23. And one of the things that you have to have done is you're gonna have an endoscopy. And this was back in like July, August of 23. And through the endoscopy, you have to, or before you get that endoscopy, you gotta have a blood test. And through that blood test, it showed my mom's cancer had moved to the treatable phase. So, August of last year, it'd be a year since she's been diagnosed. And September of last year is when she's a year in treatment. Because she's sort of like very beginning of September, something like that. And so now that the cancer's primarily been in remission for some time, you have to have a blood test every 3 months and all this kind of stuff. Blood test showed that if, let's just say that she's 100% cured. Well, technically she's not. She's like 99% cured, 1% she's not, so she's like close to normal, basically. And so cancer has not flared, it has not spread, it's a treatable type of bone marrow cancer. So she's fine, she's in remission at this point again, which is fabulous and wonderful. Now we're going to get on to what's been going on with my mom's knees lately. Because, your knees are supposed to be like this, hers are like this, and you wonder how she's still taking standing. So my mother, I think was it October, November, December? I think it was in October or something like that last year. She got a new knee guy. Every knee guy that she's ever been to has said, you're fat, the right rat. And how dare they say that? She had one doctor that said, your fives are so fat that I can't get a tourniquet around you and left the room. My mother sit there for like 10 minutes thinking, is he coming back? Is he whatever? And his nurse comes in and it's like, no, 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 no. That was the appointment, all that. She's mad. She goes to this new guy who's in the same building as her PCP. And it's also the same building where she gets her cancer treatments if should she happen to need them again. It's like a medical building that has, different offices and things in it. And this guy's named Dr. Irving, and he said those guys are jerks. He says all they want to do is just put a knee in, call it a day. Next patient, slap a knee in, call it a day. Next patient, slap, all day long kind of stuff. And he told her in a very nice way in terms that if you were to lose the weight, because I know you have, because of the cancer and all that, she can't have her knees done. And when she had her appendix taken out in 21, September 21, she developed hernia from that. She can't even get that done because of the cancer and all that. No. But he said that if you were to lose the weight, you could be a surgical candidate. But right now, you're not because of everything that's going on with you. And so he suggested these knee shots, which is like a gel-like substance that could provide 6 months of, cushioning to the knee. Well, when we came home, insurance has approved this. They had to get shipped from our pharmacy to the doctor, and then she'd have to go in once a week for 3 weeks. So there would be like 3 Wednesdays in a row. She'd have to come in and get the gel shots, and she could get like 6 months of relief and all this kind of stuff. Well, when we came home from the wedding, she was going upstairs, and stairs were a challenge for her because of her knees and all that. She basically fell onto her knees, hyperextended her knees and legs, and we had to like crawl her back up the stairs, and then we had to get her to like a sitting position to where I had to like take my back, and all this, until we finally got her to the bed, and it was just like, oh God. And she hurt for a little bit. She called her doctor, and they brought in, this was December when this happened, like November, December kind of a thing, when all this was starting. And so they brought her a social worker, and they brought her a nurse from UPMC to do an intake thing, to see what services she could benefit from UPMC or Allegheny County in general. And we need to get a stair lift. One of those, like, you might have seen them on TV, the acorn stair lift things. And there's this company, there's this organization in Pittsburgh, it's called Family Links, and they'll look at your situation, what kind of stairs you have, what's your financial situation, and how much will they pay for, or how much will they pay for all of it, will they pay for partial, do you have to pay for some of it, that kind of stuff. And we qualified financially, but when the guy came in to kind of measure our steps, they're not wide enough. They're not this way. We have a more narrow staircase. And so because of that, we can't get one in. And we've had Acorn Stair Lift come up to our house, but they said because our stairs are like narrower, they can't get out. But so we're trying to find, I think we found a company that does narrow ones for narrow stairs or something like that. I don't know. We're still trying to figure it all out. And so my mom, recently we had PT come in, physical therapy and OT, occupational therapy, because of my mom's shoulder right here, like the muscle and stuff. Because of, she didn't have a dislocated shoulder, but it's just like the muscle in here. Like she'll like be sleeping, and then have the pain just go away, wake her up, and all this kind of stuff. So OT is by a guy named Bob that comes to the house, and then PT is by a lady named Shannon that comes to the house. She came yesterday, and they were doing some stuff with my mom. She has like a little weight set for occupational therapy. It's 5, 3, and 2. It's like one of those sets you buy at Amazon, and then we got like a little star stepper for her. They brought in an adult. It's like a bariatric potty chair kind of a thing. And then when they gave her a new walker, because they said, well, you need a new walker, they put when it got delivered from the medical supply place, it kind of looked like a medieval torture device. I'm not gonna lie, but it was like these arm thingies that kind of sit like this, and then there was Velcro, right? And it looked like a medieval torture device, like not even kidding. And they said, well, we have to get a different kind of walker because they're trying to fit it to my mom. It's not fit properly, so we're gonna keep the arm thingies. We just need to get a new smaller walker or whatever it is. And Shannon looks like, now my mom's the oldest out of like 6 kids, right? She's the oldest out of the 3 girls, and she's the oldest out of everybody. And then there was 3 boys and 3 girls in the family. So it goes my mom Joyce, and then it goes my uncle Johnny, who is not only my uncle but my godfather. Then it goes my aunt Janet, and then it goes my uncle Joey. Full name Joseph, but went by Joe or Joey. I knew him as my uncle Joey. He passed away a few years ago of a stroke, complications of a stroke. It was like a few weeks before my birthday, something like that, a few years ago. Then it goes my mom's baby sister, who's not only my auntie, but my godmother, my Aunt Jean. And then it goes my mom's baby brother, my Uncle Jason. And she looked like my Uncle Jason's wife, who is my Aunt Debbie. Who Aunt Debbie called a few weeks ago, well, that must have been scary, and she looked like me, kind of thing. And so she's been helping out my mom. We're trying to like get her to move around onto this potty chair and all this kind of stuff. And we've tried other methods of trying to like get her to like, we've tried other potty methods and all this kind of stuff, and it just, yeah. So anyway, so she has PT and OT, occupational therapy, and physical therapy coming. They come like twice a week, sometimes on the same day. So like she'll have Shannon say like at 1, and then that'll happen for a little bit, and then like say 4 or 5, Bob will come in and they'll do the occupational therapy kind of thing, and then he'll leave and all this kind of stuff. So there's that. So that's kind of helping my mom a little bit, even though she's very ouchy babowy and all this kind of stuff. But she has to be able to get so mobile that she can come down the stairs a little bit with a little bit more strength and confidence, and then she can go to the knee doctor and get the cushioning of the knee and all this kind of stuff. So that's what's been up with my mom. She's okay. She's upstairs sleeping. She's just, it's just the pains. It's really taking a lot out of her and all this kind of stuff. And it's just like ouchie babowie almost like every day. It's just the legs will hurt, the knees will hurt, the shoulder will hurt, that kind of stuff. So, but she survived cancer. And that's, you know, that's a good thing. So in 3 more months, she'll have another blood test. And then if those results come out the way they have been, then she won't see the doctor for another 3 months after that and all this kind of stuff. Now, my dad, we'll get on to my dad now that we moved on to my mom. Um, so my dad he has type 2 diabetes like me. I know in February I have a doctor's appointment, so it'll be my yearly. And in February, it'll be a year since I got diagnosed too as a type 2 diabetic. So, let me tell you, I've learned a lot in a year. I'll tell you that much. So, now, first of all, my dad has not only that, but he has spinal stenosis. And because of that, he has to have surgery. He has like mini bone spurs, and it's going to be a 4-hour surgery. He has to have screws in his back, and he'll spend 4 days in the hospital. Well, they were doing some pre-op testing in December, because anytime you get surgery, you have to have these pre-op testings. And his first one that he had was like this heart thing. And when he had the heart thing, and he had a ultrasound of the heart, they found out that there's a part of his heart that's only getting 75% blood, not 100%. And his dad had the problem. I don't have the problem. He doesn't think I have the problem because I'm losing weight and everything. He doesn't think that because I'm on a health and fitness journey, if you will, kind of thing. And he has to go on January 28th, which I believe is Tuesday. And he has to go to the hospital for a few hours to get a CATH done and stuff. And then once that's done, because his spinal surgery was supposed to be on January 30th, okay? And so they had to postpone that spinal surgery until April 30th. Oh no, April 24th, excuse me. Now, Easter is a day before my birthday. So Easter is April 20th. My birthday is April 21st. My dad's birthday is April 26th. So he has to spend some time in a hospital on his birthday because they wanted to do surgery the 24th of April, which is 2 days before his 75th birthday. And that's not a way to spend a birthday, but it happened once before with me. I had surgeries as a kid, and one of the surgeries I had was actually done on my dad's birthday in April of 94. So, and I didn't want to have my dad's birthday being like worrying about, is this kid okay? Is she going to come out of surgery fine? It was problems that I had to be corrected through surgery. And that was the only way that we could correct some of the problems I had. There was a speech problem, and the only way to correct it was with surgery and stuff. At the time, and then I had another one in 99, September 99, and the last one I ever had was April of 01. So, because I had grown the first two, that's why I had to do this last and third one. So, and so because of this heart thing that he has to have done, he'll be in like he'll have to go in like so many, like, you know, spend a couple of hours in the hospital, then he'll come home. And then when he does, and then he'll have to recover from that. And then when he recovers from that, then he will then have his back surgery in April the 24th of this year. And that's, like I said, 4-hour surgery, screws, mini bone spurs will get shaven, and he'll spend 4 days in a hospital, and then it could take anywhere from 1 to 3 months for you to heal from that. Sorry, that is my clock. It is 6:30 on the East Coast in Pennsylvania. I live like 30 minutes outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I swear you don't need to know. That's in Allegheny County. But that's the general area where I live at. And my clock will bing every hour, on the hour, whatever it is, and then it bings every half an hour. Like bing bong. So there you go. And so my dad has to have that surgery. And it's scary that my dad has to have this heart stuff, but he's very confident that he will pull through with this. He's not worried. Yeah, he's slightly, but he has more confidence than he's worried about it. I'm, worried. It's my dad, and I don't want anything to go wrong, and I love my dad. And my dad's like the greatest person in the world to me, like my mother. You know, my mom's worried, on top of everything that's going on with her. And I'm like, Mom, you can't worry about this too much. That's going to be fine. I'm like trying to reassure her, but it's just we're both kind of like, you're worried, it's your dad. You know what I mean? There's always. And then he'll come home. His bestie that played bass in the band, who left the group, because if you didn't know, my dad left the Vogues after being with them for 30 some odd years. He was in the band. My dad was in the band as their drummer since 1990, and it was the last year in May he quit. It was just like there were problems brewing, there was fighting going on. That's all I can say. That's all I will say. And he just had enough, and he was just like, I'm out. And the bass player in the band, who's been my dad's backseat since they were like little boys, Bert, I guess is his name. He also left the band. So it's just like because they were like having problems and all this kind of stuff too, right? And he was getting fed up too, like my dad. So he's gonna drive my dad to the heart appointment, and then my Uncle Johnny's gonna pick up my dad afterward from the heart thing. So, and I'll spend a couple of hours in the hospital, and then I'll come home, all that kind of stuff. So, um, yeah, and this is good that we find out about this now, because anesthesia in hearts, when you have heart issues, the anesthesia could cause you to have a cardiac event, and we don't want that for my dad. So, they just want to make sure that he's okay from this and all this kind of stuff. And surgery has approved all these surgeries that he's getting and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, so now we'll get to me, little me. Um, I have this calendar that I bought. It's just like this kid's calendar, but I really like it and stuff. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, I had bought like two kind of musician-y calendars. So one was like a kitty one. So one had like Purr, we had Cyndi Lauper, Dolly Parton, that kind of stuff. So it was all these cats like dressed up as these like musical people. And like October, they were called Hiss, but it was for Kiss, the kitty version of Kiss and all that. And I showed that off like every month. I would show what my cat of the month was and all that. And then all of last year, I got like this cartoony like rock star one, and like facts about the band and all this kind of stuff. And so the one I got this year is for kids. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can see me fill it out every month. So if you want to do that, just check out my Instagram. The first one we did was January, and you have to fill out these two men. If you have the calendar, it is called The Kids Awesome Activity Calendar 2025 by Mark Lowery. So if you have that and want to do it with me, we can do it together. Okay? That's something fun I do. I show off my month of whatever. I've been doing well, considering. I don't know if I lost weight. I never weighed myself recently. But I've been watching the carbs, watching what I eat. I've been doing my 3 mile walks. Everything I need. I actually, when I started on this health and fitness journey last year in February, I was scared out of my mind, because it took out the doctor and a blood test to break my ass up. And it was one of those things where I was fat and happy. I would see myself in pictures and just be like, why am I so fat? But, it's just like, whatever. I'd have family members that would say to me, why is she so fat? Two aunties specifically. My Aunt Janet, my Aunt Jean would say to my mom, why is she so fat? And my mom would be like, get over her. This is what she is, all this kind of stuff. Never thinking that the reason why I was gaining weight was because of a medical condition. And that's why you shouldn't judge somebody who's overweight, because you don't know why they're overweight. They could have a medical condition that's causing them to gain weight. I didn't know it was type 2 diabetes like my dad. I turned to my dad and was like, well, thanks for the genes, Dad. I eat my oatmeal every morning to lower the cholesterol. I went down 50 points the last time I saw the doctor. Um, and so, it's taught me a lot about myself. I dropped two pant sizes. I went from a 3X down to a 1X, which is great, wonderful. I'm still a 3X in the shirt. I have big boobs, so, I have all that kind of stuff. And I have family members that have big boobs. So, it could be genetics and all that kind of stuff. So like I said, in February I'm going to see the doctor. That'll be for my yearly, and it'll be a year since I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Like I said, I take my pills like I'm supposed to. I take a BP pill every morning, right before breakfast. And I'll have to prickle my fingers every morning, and I get a number. And I'm usually, most of the time, I'm in the green zone, which is like, it's fine. I try to stay under 120 as best I can. In the morning, for blood glucose, when I started, I was 337. That's high. That's super, super high. And you don't ever want to get that high. And then when I started like losing weight and my numbers started to go down, I was feeling a little better about myself and all this kind of stuff. And I was placed on a BP pill because my BP is slightly elevated, 50 milligrams, and then she moved me to 100 milligrams when it wasn't going down enough for her. So I'm still on my 100 milligrams of a BP pill. And then I'm on metformin extended release because when I was on these 1,000 milligrams of metformin, when I would take my second pill, it would make me kind of off-cannon in the toilet, if you will. It would be like 2, 3 hours after I'd eat the meal, and it's like, okay, I gotta poo now, and it was very liquidy, and it felt diarrhea, and all that kind of stuff. And she said if I was to have any side effects on the pill, I have to let her know. So this was something that was a problem that I was having. Brought it up to her, and that's when. So since I've been on the extended release, I've had normal poopage, number twos, all that kind of stuff. So I have oatmeal every morning. And I put a pinch of stevia and a pinch of brown sugar. I like to put in Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I found that it like really works. I heard that cinnamon like stabilizes blood sugars and all that kind of stuff, but it kind of acts like croutons in a way or something like that. And then I'll have some other thing to go with it. That's low carb. Like I might have a can of soup because it's winter time, or I'll have maybe a sandwich. I'll have something else along with the oatmeal, and then I like to do my stuff around noon, 1-ish, around in there, and then I'll eat like at 6 or 7 at night. And we watch the carbs, like I might have only maybe like 3 tablespoons of mashed potatoes instead of what I normally would have. All that kind of stuff. We just made a meatloaf, so we had like meatloaf, vegetable, that. Um, like like these stuffed chicken breasts that have like broccoli and cheese or like the cordon bleu things. Like I'll just have that and a vegetable sometimes for dinner. And then, you have your little sweet treat after dinner, whether that's sugar-free pudding, all that kind of stuff. I'll have, still drinking my iced tea, my sugar-free iced tea. I'll generally have that around like 5 p.m. I'll usually have like 2 glasses and then that's it. I'll just have water afterwards. See, like this. This is like my little bubble tumbler. Mm. And I'll just drink that throughout after my breakfast and then after dinner. Because usually I have like 2 glasses of iced tea with dinner or something like that. Like I'll have it like at 5, and then when I eat dinner, I'll have another glass, and then just like the rest of the night after my dessert, I'll have nothing but water after that. Because she said, my doctor, who's also my mom's doctor, has said, drinking water helps flush out that sugar and all that. So, yeah, I've just been, my Christmas was wonderful. I got Trolls Band Together for Christmas. I got clothing I bought for Christmas. If you've been watching my Instagram, you would know all this stuff. Um, so I did that. I got a cookie. It's some also good grips that helps you make slice and bake cookies. And it's like a cookie mat. And you put these ends in, and it helps you make slice and bake cookies that I used at Christmas time. I got it. It came early, so Claus let me have it a little early, and it worked wonders for when I was baking cookies and stuff. What else did I get? Well, it would be a year since I had my new PC. I'm actually filming this on my webcam. I've been filming things on my webcam. So this is so yay! And we love it. I love my new PC. I think it's great. It fits me to a T and all this kind of stuff. So yeah. So yeah, I've been doing well under the circumstances. It's snowing where I'm at. I think it was a couple of days ago. Was it yesterday? Or was it the day before? The day before that? It was like -0. I mean, it was the first time in a long time I saw like a negative number one, a digital thermometer that tells us what the temp is outside. And I think a sensor that goes outside. And then you have the unit inside. It tells you what the outdoor temp is and all this kind of stuff. But it's been cold at digital peeps. It's snowing. If you saw my Instagram, I posted a picture of the snow that I had. So you can go check that out. Show it some love. And yeah. And all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go to Little Peeps because I think my time is ended, and I think we've talked about everything we need to talk about, what's been going on with my family lately. So I will smell you later, Little Peeps. I hope you have a very wonderful day. Have a lippy, Digital Peeps. Bye. Like I said, subscribe. Links to all my socials in the description box below, and I'll put a link to that Instagram video of me at the wedding. So bye. Have a lippy, Digital Peeps. Bye.